Today I'm going to be reviewing the large print Thompson Chain Reference Bible in the NIV translation. I'm also going to be doing a brief comparison of the large print versus the normal size print, I guess you'd say, Thompson Chain Reference Bible in the NIV. So I'm going to start out by showing you the large print edition in the bonded leather cover. I'm going to go through it and show you some of the features, just kind of highlight them, because I did do a full review of this Thompson Chain Reference Bible already, just not the large print. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link that first review in the description here. I'll briefly go over the features in the large print, just so you can kind of see what that looks like in a large print edition, and then I'll do a little comparison of the two. So this is the large print Thompson Chain Reference Bible in the bonded leather cover. We have perimeter stitching. You can see it has a nice green. It's bonded leather and it's a paste down liner, so it's not going to feel like super premium or anything, but it is a nice cover that I think will hold up pretty well. Here's our spine. And the major difference between the large print Thompson Chain Reference and the normal size print is one is a 9.5 size font and this large print is a 10.5 size font. So that's going to be the major difference. All the study helps and everything are going to be the same. You're just going to get that 1 point larger font in the large print. So let's look at this a little bit here. We're going to open it up to a presentation page. Going to have a table of contents. Going to have a list of comprehensive Bible helps, as well as a preface to the NIV translation. And then we're going to have the Thompson Chain Reference Bible. It gives you an introduction and explanation of how to use it, which I definitely recommend if you were like me and hadn't really had a ton of experience with the Thompson Chain Reference Bible. It's definitely good to read these helps in the beginning to give you an idea of how you can use it. Then we're going to get an article about the revised and updated edition, just tell you how it's changed in this edition from the previous editions. We're going to get abbreviations and special markings, special abbreviations. Again, another really good article to read is this in the beginning, how to use the Thompson Chain Reference Bible. If you need a refresher, if you've never used it before, definitely a good place to start. This tells you a little bit about more than a century of rich biblical tradition. So it tells you about Dr. Frank Charles Thompson and how this Bible came about. Okay, and each book is going to have a book introduction. This is obviously Genesis. You're going to get the author, the date written, the purpose, to whom it was written, the people of Israel oh my gosh, I can't talk. So for Genesis, for example, to whom it was written was the people of Israel. You're going to get the main theme, key word, key verses, a synopsis, prominent people, the lesson of the ages, and major chains in Genesis. And then you get right into the book of Genesis. So again, this is 10.5 size font. Of course, you have the double column layout. You have the chain references here in the margins. And you have red accents throughout as well for the headings and the numbers for the chains, which I will show you what that looks like in the back as well, how to look those up. And I'm going to kind of jump around towards different books of the Bible this time because I feel like I always go through Genesis because it's convenient. It's right there at the beginning. But I'm going to jump around just a little bit this time. I'll gently peel off my Post-it notes so I don't destroy my Bible here. So this is Psalms, just so you can see what the poetic settings look like. And I'm going to go through Revelation today because why not? I'm actually going to be doing a study of Revelation here for the next couple weeks. And this is probably one of the Bibles that I'll be using to do that. So again, here is your book introduction for Revelation. Same things that you saw, same headings that you saw in the introduction for Genesis. And then as you can see here, it is a red letter text. All of these Thompson Chain Reference Bibles are red letter, I believe, except for the Premier Collection. So there's a Premier Collection edition for the normal size font, not the large print. Large print has a buffalo leather edition, but I believe that's still red letter. 99% sure there. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure the only one that's a black letter is the Premier Collection. The red letter is pretty consistent, dark enough that it's not hurting your eyes to read it, which is always a bonus. So I'm really excited to study through Revelation with several different Bibles. Like I said, I'm going to use this one to go through some of the chain references here for Revelation. I think it'll be a really worthwhile study. Okay, so we're going to get to the end here. And I'll just briefly go over the helps that are in the back of the Bible. Again, I did that in my other review as well for my other Thompson Chain Bible that I have. But I'll just go through them briefly in case you wanted to see if it's any different in the large print edition. So again, same helps as the other one. Yeah, it's a bigger Bible because it's large print. Okay, so we're going to have a table of weights and measures. We're going to have a table of contents just giving you the different comprehensive Bible helps here you're going to see in the back of the Bible. We're going to get an article on principles of Bible study, best methods of study, and then we're going to get into an alphabetical index of topics. So if you want to use this but you're not really like looking at the numbers for the references, like you have a specific topic in mind that you want to look up, then you can look it up alphabetically. So that's super helpful if you want to use it, but again, like I said, you have a specific topic that you want to use, a topical study, instead of just going through and reading a book and using the numbers to follow the references here, you can do that, which I think is really helpful. Okay, so then skipping ahead here, the next thing we're going to see, I need to get some less sticky Post-it notes, goodness sakes, I'm afraid I'm going to rip my pages here. Okay, so anyway, we're going to have a numerical index of topics, and this here now is where you would use those numbers that you saw in the margins of the scripture to follow those chains. Okay, so that's, as you can see, a pretty hefty section of the Bible, which is to be expected because that's pretty much the major purpose of this Bible, is using those chain references. So then next, we're going to look at this part here. This is a condensed outline of the Bible, so it goes through the whole Bible in an outline. Definitely helpful to see how everything fits together and flows. We're going to have periods of biblical history, and it matches it up with what's going on in secular history at the same time. Bible character studies. Prominent characters classified with the meaning of their names. I mentioned this when I did my first review, and I thought this was really cool. You can go through and see the names of the characters that you read about in the Bible and what the meaning of their names are. Okay, and then we're going to see also, there's a couple tables in here too, like messianic prophecies and their fulfillment. So it gives you a prophecy, it gives you a summary, and then it gives you how it was fulfilled. Okay, and then next we are going to see Bible harmonies and illustrated studies. So I won't go through all of these, but I'm super excited to work through these on my own here. We have things like Journeys of Abraham, Overview of Moses' Life, Jesus in his last months, an overview of Paul's life, of Paul's voyage to Rome, memory verses. So there's a lot in here. And you can see you're going to get some maps with these studies. You're going to get outlines, for example, this overview of the life of Moses. We have journeys of the people of Israel from Egypt to Canaan, and it gives you a map, some explanation along with it. Journeys of Joshua, journeys of Gideon and Samuel. So I love all the maps. I love the outlines. I think these will be super helpful for study there. Okay, and then this here, this is actually the last one of those studies I was just telling you about. This is Hebrew times, seasons, and festivals. So that one looks really interesting. And then next we're going to have a concordance. That's going to take us pretty much to the end where you have some lined notebook paper, and then you have your maps. So again, this is a wonderful resource. I'm really excited to continue to use it and do a bit of a deeper dive in the book of Revelation. This is one of the Bibles that I'm going to use for that. So this is the large print in the bonded leather cover. I also have another large print, which I won't obviously go through it because it's exactly the same text block, but I just wanted to show it to you here. This is the navy leather soft, so imitation leather. I really like that spine. So if you're looking for the large print but want just a little bit more of an affordable cover, this imitation leather is really nice as well. Like I said, there's also like a buffalo leather, there's a hard cover, there's a handy size too, which is a smaller font size. I want to say it's like an size 8 or 8.5 font there. So there is a smaller one as well. So you have lots of options here as to what you would want to get with for your Thompson Chain Bible. It's everything from a Premier collection to a hardcover in 3 different font sizes. So this is the one that I reviewed before here. Let me make some room. These guys are a little hefty. This is the hardcover, and this is the one that's I keep saying normal size font. I don't know. That's not a very technical term, but I guess you get my point. This is the one that's the 9.5 font here. So let's see if I can, you know how I am with this, trying to show 2 Bibles at once, but let's see if I can kind of get some kind of comparison going here. If you've watched my videos before, you know I'm still kind of working this out, how to show 2 at once, so please forgive me in advance. Okay, let me move my camera a little bit. Alright, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. Like I said, I'm not the most tech-savvy person in the world, obviously, but this is the 9.5 font. This is the 10.5 font. It's not a huge difference, but there definitely is a difference. And if I had to pick one of the 2, I would probably go with the large print just because I tend to, even though my eyes aren't horrible yet, with my glasses anyway, I'm okay. Without them, yeah, I'm pretty blind. But anyway, with being able to have my glasses, I'm good. I don't need the large print just yet. But I tend to gravitate towards that anyways. It's just easier on my eyes either way. So just know too that the large print obviously is a heavier Bible. So if you want one to carry along with you and you have pretty good vision, you probably want to go with the handy size or at least the regular size. But the large print is a great option as well. Definitely a good one to use at home. At your desk, like I do with the majority of my study Bibles. So you can see there's definitely a difference in size here. You can see the comparison thickness wise. Okay, so that's the main difference. I mean, the text blocks are exactly the same in both. You're going to get the same references, the same helps in the beginning, the same helps in the end. So everything's the same. It's just going to depend on what font size do you want, what size Bible do you want. And I just think you have to really think about, what is my purpose for this Bible? Is it one that I'm carrying with me everywhere? Is it one I want to sit and read at my desk? Do I need that large print to read it comfortably? So it really just depends on your needs and preferences. But either way, you can't go wrong with any of these editions. There's like I said, lots of cover options, lots of choices. So, we're really blessed to have all these choices, and everyone can pick the one that is best for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them below. I will try to answer those about this edition, and I am looking forward to using it for my study here in the near future.